You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real as Roland Martin Unfiltered. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered daily digital show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. You can make this possible. All right, folks, there were a lot of other issues on the ballot that went beyond the national race, Senate races, and House races. One of them took place in the state of Mississippi. And that is Mississippi voters repealed language from the state's 1890 Constitution that could prevent candidates winning a majority of the vote from taking office. The vote marked the first time Mississippians on their own, without federal courts stepping in, have opted to remove from the Constitution one of the multiple Jim Crow-era provisions designed to prevent African Americans from holding office. Joining me now is one of the plaintiffs in the lawsuit, political scientist Dr. Leslie Burl McLemore. Dr. McLemore, for people who don't understand this provision, Mississippi has not elected an African American statewide since 1890. That's first. And explain to people what this provision was that literally could prevent a black person from actually taking office based upon this change that was put in that convention in 1890, where only one black person was invited, and he voted against black people having voting rights.
Well, you're talking about Isaiah T. Montgomery, who was a delegate to the Mississippi Constitution of 1890. And the system you're talking about was really a part of the Mississippi Plan. And the Mississippi Plan clearly was designed to exclude black people from the political process after Reconstruction. And it really was a two-tiered system. And the two-tier system was you had to win the popular vote, but you also had to win a majority of the House of Representatives districts in the state of Mississippi. And we have 122 House districts. So you had to win a majority of the House districts. And if you didn't win a majority of the House districts and the popular vote, then you would not be elected. So it was designed to exclude any black person from winning a statewide office. And that's in part why we haven't, of course, had a black person to win a statewide office since Reconstruction. But on the other hand, it is in part because we have the largest percentage of black people in the population of any state in the union. And so there's this systematic exclusion that occurred with the 1890 Constitution, and it's held true until the vote yesterday.
And so this vote now means that if someone African-American is elected, then they won't have to go to this other criteria to be able to actually win.
That's right. They won't have to go through this two-tiered process. The popular vote would carry the day with the new system, with the elimination of that provision in the Constitution.
And also, Mississippi yesterday voted for a new state flag.
That's correct. And of course, all of that was a part of this whole George Floyd moment that occurred in the country, and I guess it's still occurring. But it was high time that that we changed the flag. Just comment, please, on the Mike Espy Senate race. He lost by 68,000 votes a couple of years ago. Much wider margin this time. Obviously, a midterm election is a lot different with turnout than this presidential election. Incumbent Senator Cindy Hyde-Smith, she rode that all the way to the bank, even though she barely even campaigned. Well, my theory and my thinking, quite frankly, is that the first time around, Secretary Espy was able to take advantage of the asinine racist comments Cindy Hyde-Smith made. And this time, although that was a reminder of what she said 2 years ago, it didn't have the same impact, the same effect. And Secretary Espy was really trying to attract at least 22% of the white vote, and he was not able to do that. And then he was trying to, of course, obviously get 90+% of the black vote. And Roland, what the problem has been traditionally is that too often we elected officials, we are satisfied with carrying a particular county as opposed to leaving too many votes on the table. And what we really have to do as we try to run statewide in the future is that we have to take a closer look at how many votes we actually have in X county so we can target X number of votes out of that county. And what we have not done, I think, a thorough job of providing the kind of community education or political education that we need to do on a regular basis. And too often when we run, we wait until we get ready to run for office as opposed to doing the long-term stuff. And this is something that doesn't necessarily have to be done by the person who's running for office, but we have too many different organizations that are not doing what they ought to be doing in order to provide that level of political education.
Well, and that's one of the things that I've said. I think we need to have massive citizenship education classes all across the country to get black folks understanding the process and connecting the dots. And so that's just one of the thoughts there. Dr. McLemore, I appreciate it, man. Thank you so very much.
Okay, you're welcome. You take care.
Yes, sir.
All right, folks, back to our Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment.
All right, the folks at Ceek.com, black-owned company founded by Mary Spio. They, of course, a virtual reality company. You can check out their content at Ceek.com, CEEK.com. You can do so, of course, with these VR headsets. You can look at it, of course, on your regular device or your pad or your computer. But if you want to experience being in the room, you can use this headset right here. All you simply do is just pop in your cell phone in here, pop it on, and then put this headset on, and you can literally experience their content in virtual reality. And so allows for you to do a 360-degree view of the room. But also, folks, they have the 360-degree 4D headphones right here. These are Bluetooth headphones. They have complete surround sound in terms of as you hear the particular music. Gamers love them as well when they're playing their games. And so it's just phenomenal bass in these headphones as well. You can get one or both devices at Ceek.com using this promo code RMVIP 2020, RMVIP 2020. So we certainly thank the folks at Ceek.com for being a partner with us here at Roland Martin Unfiltered. All right.